There's Bank Tree. Welcome, Bank Tree. Appreciate you showing up. Let me make sure. I don't know if Rumble's working or not. I see people in Rumble chat, so I'm hoping. Oh yeah, it's working. The good news is, since doing that update, the computer is running a lot smoother today, so there's that. I still probably need a video card and to do some troubleshooting on my power supply, because it seems like it's a combination of both of them. When the power supply is maxed out at 100%, or I'm sorry, when the video card's at 100%, and it seems like there may be a drop in voltage supplied to the video card at the same time, both those seem to be going together to make the issues. You're good, Bank Tree. Thanks for showing up, buddy. Just listen and drive safely. All good. Wasn't Phil supposed to do a show today? Or he's got to wait till his new computer comes in. All right. Oh, also, I'm not ignoring anybody. I've had an extremely busy day today, and just been way behind. Well, I've had a busy week, to be honest with you. I know there's a couple people that text me and a couple people that emailed me that I haven't got back to yet, but I do have you written down on a list to get back to you. I apologize. Hey, what's up, everybody? Jason, how's it going? I see you say my name. Sounds like podcaster people problems. That's exactly what it is. Podcaster people problems. It's a good way to lay that out. It damn sure ain't regular people problems. You can tell that. All right, guys, let me run this intro. This is going to be a little bit different show. We got the late start and everything, but let me kill the music and run the intro and try to at least get this one knocked out. The Patreon show scheduled for tonight is being pushed to tomorrow since we're already so late. I'm not going to come live for a 30-minute free show and then an hour on Patreon, so or 2 hours or whatever on Patreon, so I will push it till tomorrow. When you're born into a fire, that'll be tomorrow for Patreon. That's the $7 and up level, and Twitch subscribers. I'll probably throw the $2 and up level in there as well, since we haven't done any after shows this week or last week. That way they can be included. Let's roll the intro.
Hello, Wilbard at the Grow Bill Confessional. This is from your friend, Dr. J. Banana. Wilbard, sorry about the loss of your legs in the washing machine accident. I hope you have good luck getting the money up for your new titanium legs. If you need anything at all, I mean anything at all, the Power Rangers have your back. It's morphin' time! Tiger Zord! Amazing. You need to heed that warning. The Power Rangers have my back. Tiger Zord, it is morphing time, and I is Will Bird with the Cold Beer Confessional. Thank you for joining us tonight. I've been kind of behind like all week. Different things adding up. A bunch of failed 3D prints I've been trying to do. Trying to order decorations. Oliver's got a birthday coming up, so we're getting ready for his birthday party.
I've just been kind of behind all week, and it kind of culminated today and caught up with me. But like I said in the intro, if you sent me a message or anything in the past really 2 weeks, or email or something I missed it, I'll get back to it. If you've texted me or emailed me or sent me a message on some platform, I will get back to it, I promise. But right now I'm just way behind. That's why we're starting the show late tonight. I do have a question to get started. Do you guys remember me telling you like a week ago that that the meat hammer glasses might be gone forever, and that Snapchat is taking down Snapcam? They're actually doing that today at midnight. So I forgot about that. Was getting ready to start the show, and I haven't fully backed mine up. But the question I have, if you've been around for a while, what are some of the filters that we use that we liked? Remember, there was more filters than just what we got. Right now, so far I have backed up. I'll tell you the ones I've got. I got obviously the meat hammer glasses. I've got that one that I used a while back that was the Joker, right? The Joker. I'll show them to you. But so I've got the meat hammer glasses. I've got the Mario and Luigi, if there was someone else in the screen. I have the turkey. I have the Scott McKay basketball-headed bitch. I have 2 versions of the Joker. Both of them work pretty good. This one's more for like a low-light situation. This one's probably the better of the 2. I have Jervis, the grandson of Satan, but the green screen don't work great. There was a couple more that I used. I don't use the long nose. Oh, I know what it was. The eyes. Remember my eyes, and the reason I told what's his name, cannabis conservative, that I don't that I will have to wear glasses. You remember the eyes that go different directions or whatever? And he's like, "Wow, man, I had no idea." Let me see if I can find. Oh, there they are. Yeah, this is why I have to wear glasses all the time. This is why I have to wear glasses all the time. I have a condition. And he's like, "Man, I had no idea. Why don't you tell the audience?" I told him that backstage as a joke. I said, "I have a condition." He said, "Why do you wear the glasses?" And I took them off and put this on. And I said, "I have a condition. I have to wear these glasses all the time because my eyes just cross." And he's like, "Man, I've never heard of that. That's crazy." Then we started his show. And like 3/4 of the way through the show, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, by the way, you wear those glasses all the time. Why don't you tell the audience what's going on with your eyes?" I thought he knew it was a joke. And I was like, I was just joking with you, bro. There's another one. I think it's the googly eyes that I use. Well, it's the ones that I can move around. Let me see if I can find them. That's a good set there. I have to favorite all these and index them. So where's the ones that I can like sling my head and move them around? Are they not here anymore? Oh, there's some. That's all right. Okay, I'll get those. Because I'm trying to back up everything else. Those eyes hurt my eyes. I can't. Good evening, meat hammer glasses. I'll vote for turkey. If I can hear the turkey story again, wish I could find it. I hate these. Freaks me out. Oh, hell no. Never those eyes. I don't use the monkey. We do make fun of the monkey, but there's no way I would fucking get the monkey. That is a fat man prepper thing. I don't use the long nose either. I know they put it on Phil all the time. J. Hyde Ashbury, can you think of any more we used to use, or Yori or Shar or Miss Priss, or I guess even Mariah if we have to? Some of the ones we used to use, I guess I just need to probably grab some like fat face ones. I don't even know. I'm not even in the middle of that one. That one doesn't work great. It doesn't face track. That one will work a little bit. There's a little fat face. What about fat nose? Okay. That's all I remember. Okay. Anonymous. Okay, I'll look for Anonymous. Let me grab some of these like fat face ones because I know I've used them before, just randomly. I hate the ones that are just a bubble though. They gotta have face tracking built into them, or they're kind of useless on Snap Cam. There was one that was like a lit up face that had like X's. I don't know if you guys remember that. It had like X's for the eyes and like an X over the mouth. That one sucks. That one kind of sucks. Ooh, this one just makes me anonymous. That one sucks. A lot of these suck really bad. There's super hacker version. I probably need to save that in case I'm ever making fun of Phil again. There's a super static version of Phil. Here's one that looks like my eyes are doing something dirty. I like that one. Okay. Here's one that just blurs my whole face. I look like Travis's smeared testicle on his camera. Yeah, a lot of these anonymous ones sucks. I thought there was a good one. That one's not bad. For some reason, it's got devil horns, but it's not horrible. That's probably the best one we've seen so far. That one's not bad either. Okay. There was one that it was almost like a black face and a hoodie, and like it had like neon for like the eyes or something, like the eyes X'd out. I have no idea what I would have done to search that. See, I had all these as my favorite, but one of the problems with the program, and maybe why they're getting rid of it, is it just randomly deletes all your favorited shit. It just randomly gets rid of everything. Oh, that one's not bad there, especially with a green screen effect. I can't remember what that was called. Maybe it was under hacker. It was kind of something like this, but it was a mask. You know how like the neon lights up your face? But it was a mask. Maybe it was just under hacker, maybe. I've used a ski mask before. I better get that one. Sorry, I know this is silly and not about the show, but this is something I need to get done because they're shutting it down at midnight. And oh, there it is, Neon Hacker. You guys remember this one? Well, something like this, except it was better. It was a better one. This one's kind of wonky, but it was like this one, but it was better. It actually followed my face better and shit. That one doesn't work good with the green screen either, does it? That one doesn't even work. That one doesn't really work very well. What are those glasses? They got a little Islamabad on them there. Don't know what that is. I'm still looking. There's no talent. Was it the Purge mask? Is that what I put in? It looked a lot like this one, but it just did better for green screen, and it tracked my face better. That one's pretty neat. I guess I'll save it while it's here. But I hate when they mess with my green screen. They need to work good with my green screen as well. That one's pretty cool. The way it tracks and the way it works, but it's not perfect. Neon party glasses. Purge mask. Oh, you're right. It's one of these. It's a purge mask. Which one was it that worked the best? That one kind of sucks. This one says look up. That one doesn't work well with it's good, but it doesn't work well with my green screen. That one turns my green screen black. That one just sucks. That one's a little bit better. Sucks. Sorry, I'm trying to look at it on both screens. That doesn't give me the coverage I want. Come on. No, it messes up the green screen. I promise we'll get it in a minute. We'll be done with it, I guess. If I could just figure the damn thing out. I have to see if it looks good first on this tiny preview screen. And then if it does, then I have to check it and make sure it doesn't mess up my green screen. Which is why you keep seeing me look back and forth. Wow. That looks bad. I wish I wouldn't have smiled now. That looks awful. The devil would be good. Yeah, I've got a little like one with like a pentagram on there and some other things called the devil's grandson. I think I've had like one of these before with a white face and like a crucifix upside down. I might as well go ahead and favorite one of those. That's kind of it. It is the purge mask, but I found it under something else. What the hell did I find it under that it works so good? I thought it was under like demon or something. Satan, devil, maybe. There was one that was like really, really fucking good at it. Sorry, guys. I know I should have done this before I come online, but I literally just remembered that this was about to happen, and I couldn't. I've had the worst memory. PTSD like destroys your memory, and it's doing a good job on mine. Evil. Guy Fawkes. It's not spelled like that, but yeah, Guy Fawkes. Oh wow, that makes me look like a troll, like a literal troll. There's no telling what I searched to find some of these, because I'm sure a bunch of them were probably like evil, a terrible, horrible, Satan's grandson. Oh, I like the fire eyes. When I get upset, maybe we can use those. I've got to index all of these and save them tonight before midnight because Snapchat obviously isn't going anywhere. Snapchat's huge. Snapchat's a big deal. Snap Camera, which is the Snap, it's basically like a webcam version of Snapchat, is being deleted. I guess they're not going to host it anymore, which it's always had its issues. Like I make lenses for it. Obviously, I made the Meat Hammer glasses. Nobody else could come up with something so silly. I can't save them all. There's like 800,000. And everything here takes up space. But I made the Meat Hammer glasses, and ones that aren't made very well don't do very well, right? If they don't have face tracking, if they don't have the ability to scale, depending on how close to the camera you are, there's some really shitty ones. Plus, there's always been some problems with the software. Like randomly, it'll just delete. It'll delete your favorites. It'll delete your lenses. You'll have to go back and search them all again. It's just the thing's stupid, but it does have some really good ones. Like especially when I wanted to make one, which is weird because the program that you use to make these is called the program you use to make these things is called Snap. No, it's called SnapCam for PC. No, it's called Lens Studio. Lens Studio is still going to be here. It's still going to work fine. The thing that's going away is the one that you can use it on your desktop or use it for a webcam or whatever. That's what's going away. Who knows why? That makes me look like a makes me look like a Mortal Kombat guy, of course. Amazing. The only one I can find, somebody might have took it down already. The only good one I can find that doesn't affect my green screen is this one, I think. Well, no, that one affects the green screen. Where's the other one? That one. That one sucks too. Anyways, they're taking the program down, I guess, because they don't want to host it. It's had all these inherent difficulties. They don't make a ton of profit off of it. Not a lot of people use it. For whatever reason, they're taking it down. They really didn't give a reason. They're just taking it down, and it ends tonight. And anything I don't back up and literally disconnect from the internet, they'll wipe. So even if I back it up and leave it connected to the internet, it'll still get wiped. I need a Christmas one for next year's Christmas, I guess. There we go. For some reason I look like Mrs. Claus, but whatever. Yeah, I need a Christmas one. Feliz Navidad. There we go. Okay. And then we need I know another one I used to do. You guys remember the red, white, and blue beard I had? The Patriot beard one? I used to use that one every once in a while. I don't know that I'll ever use these again, but I might as well have them, especially like if I want to be a clown. So there we go. I do certainly want to keep as many of these as I can. There was one that was, yeah, it would make my beard red, white, and blue. Oh wow. This one makes me like Tori says, big ugly glasses and very feminine. Beard, and I don't mean like to cover up my homosexual pursuits. Here's a good unibrow one. What you guys think about the unibrow there? That doesn't look bad, does it? I wish I could find that red, white, and blue beard. I wish I could find the right one. It deleted my favorites a long time ago, and there's no way for me really to find them anymore. Like, it was all I could do. Sometimes it's happened so many times that typically all I would download was the Meat Hammer glasses, and I would just search everything else just because it deletes my favorites so often. It's not worth it. It's not worth having the damn thing. Should I be Greta Thunberg? How dare you? How dare you? All right, I'm going to have to end this eventually, so let me get to the end of these and what I'm going to save. Oh, my God, that one's trying to make me Trump. It looks so bad. It looks so bad. This one just gives me Trump's comb over a little bit. That one kind of looks like Trump. All right, either way, we could put an end to this, and if there's any more, I guess I'll just not have them. So I need to favorite all those. I need to go through all these one at a time. So give me just a second. There's that one, this one, to make sure they're in my cache, so they stay saved in my cache. I can already hear people complaining, but doing what I can. Make sure these are cached. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, basketball-headed bitch there. Okay, so all those should be currently cached. And damn it, I wish I could find that one. That was so good. I guess maybe somebody deleted it. It was kind of, it worked really, really well. Like a lot better than this one. Just looks bad. It looks like it's mashed across my face. And that other one looks so freaking good. But I don't even remember what the logo for it looked like now. It's been so long since I actually used it. This one's, I guess that one's all right. I've already got that one saved. Hell. All right, we tried. That's what we got so far, chat. Let me make sure I go through the list one more time just to make sure they're all cached. I got 1 gig of cache turned on now. So there are people trying to save this. They're trying to make a third-party download all the lenses they can and put it on third-party. The problem is, if I don't download these myself, I'm actually dependent on someone else to keep them. So, like, let's say I went to a third-party Snapchat. Let's say I went to, like, a third-party Snapchat and it was like, okay, I want you to save my Meat Hammer glasses. And they did. Well, that's just good enough until he decides to delete it. He could just turn it off. Whoever could just turn it off one day. And if they just turn it off, then I'm just kind of screwed. Like, I just wouldn't have it no matter what. So I'm trying to save them all myself locally, hopefully. And maybe with that, I don't know. Maybe I'll be able to keep them a little bit longer. There's no way they're going to be around forever. But I'm trying to do what I can since they're shutting it down. I've also got to make sure, technically, Snapchat could still fuck with me from, like, their side of the server. For sure, they can still fuck me on their side. So I'm trying to still also Well, that's a good one. I'm trying to still also make sure I put up the firewall and disconnect from their services on the internet. That way, they can't like delete their side. So before midnight, I'm gonna put a new rule in my firewall that disconnects Snapchat from the internet on my PC, and basically that will keep them from being able to do anything on the server side. They can't delete anything. They can't pull the program down. They can't remove my favorites. They can't fuck anything up. And I've backed up all of these folders, so hopefully everything works out all right and we get to keep these for a little bit longer. I know they probably won't be around forever. Something will happen and I will, lose the app or delete the app accidentally or something. Who knows? Something always happens, and I'm sure when it happens, I just kind of be screwed. But I'm doing the best I can with what I got, so we'll see if we can do anything with this. I need to copy this to stream videos, replace files and destination. Then I need to go to percents, app data, percent. So today is the day, today, like Brad Barton used to say. Today is the day if you're talking about the Snapchat shutdown. If you're talking about all the idiots running around saying someone's coming to save you, probably not today. Send that to the stream storage. Hold on, I'm doing a big file transfer. Hopefully it doesn't fuck with the stream. Either way, I just wanted to have them here. Hopefully another app will have them. There's nothing really like Snapchat. At least for the PC, and so like if you, I don't know. I know that like TikTok and Instagram and places like that have filters. Everybody has filters and shit you can put on your face, like these glasses or CGI stuff. The problem is Snapchat's the only one who made it accessible for a webcam. You know what I mean? Like not on your phone. So I know tons of streamers who use Snap Camera, and I guess they're all going to do what I'm doing. I got this tip from a video from a guy named Nutty, who gives like he teaches you how to like set up custom alerts and automate stuff on your stream. His name is literally Nutty, Nutty. I think he lives like in the Philippines or something. But he teaches a bunch of things, and he come out and said, "Hey, you got 2 weeks to do this. Don't wait." And then what did I do? I waited till the very last fucking day. So here we are. Either way, thank you guys for joining us. Sorry for that. That was a little bit of housework, I guess. A little bit of cleaning up, taking care of some things. I'm Will Bird. This is Cold Beer Confessional. If you want to support the stream, like, share, chat, comment, leave a comment in the live chat. Let us know we're here. I know a lot of people over on Rumble, at least, just kind of like to watch in the background. That's cool. But if you want to, get a fucking second to send us a chat. Introduce yourself. Let us know what's going on. I would greatly appreciate that. I like meeting new people, and I promise we won't attack too much. Well, again, too much. We won't attack too much. But no, we're actually a pretty good, close community. So if you want to hang out with us, you want to let us know you're here, you're more than welcome. You want to watch in the background, you're more than welcome to do that. If you want to go above and beyond and support the stream financially, you're more than welcome to do that. The way you do that is through the website here. This is coldbeer.fund. That is coldbeer.fund. At coldbeer.fund, you can find links to my Twitch, YouTube, Telegram, or Twitter, Instagram, Telegram, Facebook, TikTok, and Rumble. All these links are good. The reason I share these links so strongly is I just got banned on YouTube. Like, it just happens. I might be banned tonight on Twitch. Who knows? So if you're following me somewhere, follow me somewhere else. I would greatly appreciate it. You can also support financially if you want to through Buy Me a Coffee. You just leave a message and your name. I'll read it live on air. It's in multiples of 5. So 1 is 5, 2 is 10, 3 is 15. A lot of people say, well, you call out the grifters, but here you are accepting donations. I'm not going to lie to you for donations. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm not going to say you hopium. And I'm not going to promise that all you got to do is follow me and send me a little bit of money and you'll become a millionaire. The grift is not the fact that people are making money. The grift is that they are benefiting in some way while also scamming you. There's also the option to join our Patreon. We usually have Patreon shows on Tuesdays and Thursdays after the free shows. Today's is moved till tomorrow because I got started so late. And this skull is another donation link. We have a merch link if you're interested. I don't really make hardly any money on it, but it's cool having people wear your shit. So t-shirts, tank tops, pillows, mugs, and stickers. That's basically it. The biggest thing is I don't care if you ever donate, but make sure you follow me in more than one place just in case I disappear. So Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Telegram, Facebook, TikTok, and Rumble. All my links are there at coldbeer.fund. Make sure you follow on more than one platform just in case. I don't think I'll ever be kicked off Rumble, but who knows? Rumble may go down for a week. It went down today. Somebody sent me a message and or an email and said, Rumble's down. Was it you or Phil? Which one of you shut it down? Because Phil's always, I'm just always having issues, but Phil's always talking about how Rumble can't contain him, of course, which is a flat out lie. So Phil canceled last night. And then tonight, he didn't even insinuate he was going to go live. So last night, the deal was he couldn't get his computer to update. And Apple told him, like, oh, yeah, you got old hardware. It's just a long update. Just wait. But it's been over 24 hours now. The update's finished. There's no way he's running like a fucking 2-day update. It's been over 24 hours now. The update's finished. He could easily go live tonight. But he said last night when he couldn't get live, that he said that he was going to have to order a new Apple or a new Mac. He was going to order a new Mac. So I guess he's insinuating that he's not going to go live until his new computer gets here. I have no idea. But that's so far that's what's going on. So Phil's not going live. He is still grifting off the fact that people think he predicted the score of the football game between the 49ers and the Cowboys, right? He's still hanging pretty heavily on that. And he is doing public service announcements for bread and bread-like products. Here's that if you haven't seen it yet. Oh, let me slow it down and I'll have to turn the audio on. Hold on. You guys don't have audio yet.
This is... Okay. Sometimes things just really aggravate me. Right? Let me show you.
Yeah, I try not. It's very rare if I cancel. I might be late. I might not have a camera like half the show last night because something fucked up. I might have to restart the show 4 times, but I very rarely cancel. That's one thing I'd seem to be good at, is at least showing up.
2 of those things. Right? This is Thomas's English muffins. Nothing wrong with them. Love them. Okay. Here's the problem. This thing. This thing. Here's the problem. Let me show you.
Phil's become a giant environmentalist for some reason.
They say that you use one of these, right, to keep that twist.
Have to know the answer in order to answer the question. So
okay, you know the answer?
Tonight cannot be classified as misinformation or disinformation.
Not misinformation, not disinformation.
These are all answers that I'm certain of.
Answers that you're certain of.
Will a big reveal of some sort happen before Christmas? Yes. Do you think we'll have EBS during the month of December? Yes.
EBS in December.
Who you've been talking to here.
Of 2022. I'm already surprised with that donation. Thank you very much. That was from Pebs Loves Bam Bam. Thank you very much for 3 6-packs. I appreciate it. Phil's become a giant environmentalist, and he's very upset about, these are called bread clips, if you don't know, or bag clips, bread clips. You know, you used to have bread ties, which are like paper-lined wire ties that you can like twist, like some malleable wire that you can twist up. These are the clip version of it. A lot easier and cheaper to produce.
Doesn't come out here, doesn't get into the bag. Got it. This is by matters of comparison, a very thick piece of plastic.
Ooh, very thick.
Which they say ends up in our oceans and we can't use straws anymore and whatever. This is useless. Useless.
This is useless. Useless, he says.
I don't care if they make it into a heart or whatever cute. Doesn't matter.
Make it into a heart? Wait, where do you see a fucking heart? Is he talking about the claws on it? He's like, oh, they made this one into a heart to make it cute. I think that's just the way the claws on it work, Phil.
Useless. I don't care if they make it into a heart or whatever cute. Doesn't matter, because if you roll this bag, right, and then just tuck it underneath, just like that, serves the same effect as that thing does. A thick piece of plastic that's going to end up in our oceans. The same material that straws are made out of. Okay?
Oh, no. Not straws, Phil, surely.
Want to see the bread one?
Oh, one on the bread, too? Damn it.
Look at that. Same thing. A little smaller. Just as thick. Probably the equivalent of 1 or 2 straws, maybe. Right? Look at
Okay.
Twist it.
One bread tie is equivalent to 2 straws. Got it.
Twist it up. Nice and twisted. See that nice tight twist? Watch this. No matter where you put this piece of bread, so long as you put the bread on top
Okay.
of the bag underneath, that twist is not going to come out.
Perfect.
It's against the laws of physics for that. That twist is never.
Well, you believe in flat Earth. I don't think you can claim the laws of physics are on your side.
Underneath, that twist is not going to come out. It's against
His thumb is really fucking weird. I saw it earlier
the laws of physics for that. That twist is never going to.
in this video. His thumb is
So
it just looks so disgusting.
put the Thomases over here. Let's strategically put the twist over here so that it doesn't come out. Put the lid back on there.
That's the strategic Phil's familiar with.
We're going to throw them in the recyclable thing, but they don't need to be on there. It's aggravating.
Okay, so let's talk about Phil's little meltdown he has here. There's his thumb. His thumb right there. Ugh. Anyways, those bread clips are not for you. They're not made for you. They're not made to make your life easier. They're not there for you to reseal your bread. They're not there. They don't give a fuck what you do with them. Throw them away, eat them, piss on them, put them down a garbage disposal, stare at them, yell at them, scream at them. They're actually there because these processes are made in a factory, and one robot grabs the top of the bread, one robot grabs the bottom, spins it, and another robot just sticks it on. It's a whole lot easier for a robot to take a one-way clip and stick it on than it is for a robot to wrap a wire around and twist it. Not to mention, these are probably made a lot cheaper. Yeah, the dates are secondary. They could put the date on the bag. Those clips have nothing to do with you using it at home. It's automation for the factory. You could take it off as soon as you buy it in the store and throw it in the fucking parking lot. The bread police are not going to show up. Like, they don't give a fuck how you keep your bread together. That is so a robot can index that and stick it on. Phil's very upset. Between this and straws, he is ready to protest. He's thinking about making a sign out of nothing but these plastic clips and having a little meltdown of his own. A whole sign made out of fucking bread clips. And it says, "We may love Chip, but we hate the clip." And then he's just going to march around chanting that. Fucking idiot. I don't know why his fingers look so disgusting. That's not up to me. He also shares a bunch of pictures of Flynn, and it says, Todd Collins post, it says, the Clay Clark General Flynn Reawaken America Tour in Nashville was an absolute success. Epic weekend with our team leaders. So proud of what we are doing with 7K medals and the Todd Father team. Our leadership team of Jeff Collins, Joy Barbarossa, and Jim Barbarossa crushed it. The amazing Richard Wayne Hansen was his 7K founder, and Bob Reed. Bob Reed, isn't that whose Phil's upline is? Isn't Phil his downline, Bob Reed? Both talked to people at our booth and explained why 7K membership is something every Patriot needs. Finished off the weekend backstage with General Michael Flynn, who was honored to present him with the gift of my Michael Miles Standish 5-ounce 999 silver PF70 graded U.S. Arizona. Read more about this amazing coin collection here in 7K Today, USS Arizona coin collection. And then we get some pictures. So there he is holding the coin. There is Todd looking awkward as fuck because he's a grifter and trying to sell people on 7K and silver going to $50,000 an ounce, but also trying to still be a preacher, a pastor, a minister, whatever he calls himself. So his entire life is kind of in flux. It's pulling him apart in two different directions. There they are with see, this guy's the Bob Reed guy, isn't it? That's the guy that is Phil's upline. The old guy that used to do the videos. I can't remember. His name's Bob something. So he says it's a $1,380 market value coin from 2021. It says for the 80th anniversary of Pearl Harbor, 7K Metals presents a Miles Standish design triple coin collection honoring the USS Arizona, an American battleship sunk in the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. The heart-wrenching accounts of men aboard the USS Arizona are all we have left to remember the American lives lost that day and the American soldiers who sacrificed so much unexpectedly. Now, you also have a genuine piece of the wood of the deck of that ship to remember them by. A genuine piece of the wood of the deck. Year of issue, 2021. Country of issue, Palais? What is that word? How do you pronounce that? Palau? P-A-L-A-U. Palau? Palau? Palau?
Palau.
Palau. Country of origin is Palau. I don't even know what the fuck Palau is. But apparently that's the country of origin because, you know, made in America. And it says by the Mayor Mint, face value is $10. Face value means nothing. That's just what they stamp on it. They could put $1 billion on there, or they could put like $1941. You know, face value has nothing to do with it. It's 2 troy ounces, 0.999 fine silver. 1,941 of them are made, and the features are they're a black proof. The Grand USS Arizona was fitted with the best new equipment on the market in her heyday. She carried a dozen 14-inch guns on her deck with a range of up to 20 miles, 8 anti-aircraft guns, and 8 mounted machine guns. When the Arizona came calling, her enemies would run and her friends would cheer. At least that's what the plan was. What would be her greatest achievement? To cradle the bodies of 1,177 fallen American soldiers and remind all generations to come of their sacrifice. Congratulations on taking another step towards securing your future and legacy. You deserve it. 7K. That we didn't get this. Apparently they had a booth set up there. So I heard there was a lot of hiccups with the Nashville event. I even saw somebody sent me a video of what's his name over at Patriot Party News, Chaz, or I can't remember his name, but he was talking about they couldn't even get inside. They had to like stand outside or some shit. I got a clip of it. I'll play it in a minute. There's Mike Flynn again and Todd. There are a bunch of other people. That's that Bob guy. That's Todd. I don't know who that guy is. I'm guessing it's him and his wife, but I don't know who they are. They were probably listed in that post. I just don't personally know him. A couple more guys talking at the booth, the info booth. Okay. And then Phil freaking out about bread. We don't need that one. So there you go. Trying to grease up Michael Flynn. Phil shares a copy of his, or a screenshot of his Rumble account. Now this is probably accurate. I don't think he's fucking with this much. If I had to guess. But he says, speaking of my Rumble channel, I'm very close to approaching 1 million likes, formerly known as Rumbles on the platform. This is a monumental accomplishment as only a small handful of human beings have ever achieved such a thing. If you can take a moment, please go to rumble.com, Phil Godlewski, and click any and all or as many of the videos as you can and find the thumbs up button. If you haven't yet liked the video, the new like will increase my account total and should push it over 1 million by the end of the day. I wish we would have known early on how big of a deal this was to him, because I would have paid fucking people to do it just to surpass it before he got there. I think that would be very funny. So is Michael part? Are you talking about Flynn? Yep, Flynn is a gigantic grifter. He keeps playing the QAnon community like crazy, and then if you hear what he tells Lynn Wood, he thinks it's dumb, he thinks it's stupid, he thinks nothing's coming to pass, but then he's out here taking his oath to fucking Q and dropping fucking subtle hints about how, you know, he owns a couple businesses all around digital soldiers, right? Flynn is capitalizing off everything to do with Trump and QAnon, but I don't think he's involved in 7K medals. So there he shows his Rumble account, pushed him over 1 million. There you go, which is strange because a lot of other people on Rumble already have 1 million. A lot of the bigger channels on Rumble already have 1 million, but Phil claims to have viewership sometimes 10 or 20 or 50 times their size, is what he claims. Now, nobody can see those numbers except for Phil, and he can't share those numbers because the one times he did share them, or the few times he did share them on his Telegram page, well, those were photoshopped, and I easily went through and proved they were photoshopped. So he can't share those numbers, but he's the only person who knows them. He's the only person that can see them. But much larger creators that are on Rumble have already hit the 1 million long ago. Phil doesn't typically even make the trending page. Until recently, he never had. Some of his better videos get on trending now. But when you're claiming you got 14 million people watching you, and everybody else is claiming, like the biggest channels over there are claiming like they got a couple 100,000 watching them, and you can't get on the trending page, and they've got 1 million likes already and you don't, something's up there, huh? Wouldn't you think? Is Flynn grifting to get money back from his court case? So I do think that was pretty shitty, the way the FBI kind of did him and drew it out. And if his story is true about them basically making him choose between him and his son, that's pretty shitty. And they did milk him for a lot of his wealth. From what I've read about people who kind of know about this on the inside and estimate this and keep up with some General Flynn stuff, he's already made that money back, and maybe a couple times that much more. And this was an article from last year. So it's up to you. I've got 15 subscribers, and that's 5 more than 10. So there you go. There you go. Not Your Podcast. 15 subscribers on your way. He then shares this, a couple posts here. Let's just go to the top and start reading them. It says, breaking, just in from my source. Some of the classified documents recently found, by the way, YouTube, full disclaimer, I don't believe this. I know you're going to try to ban my fucking channel. I don't believe this. I'm sharing it so we can get the context of what these people are doing, so I can disprove that, so I can make an argument against it, so I can show evidence and experts and paperwork and prove these wrong. If you would look at the majority of my audience, all came from the Q movement and from the grifters, and we are slowly waking people up and building a community on the other side of it that know it's bullshit and know how much it's harming good people, how much it's harming the political discourse, political parties. It's harming everybody around them. So I don't believe this. I'm stating it so I can argue against it. Recently found in possession of Joe Biden contained proof of bribes, bribes using U.S. government favors to Ukraine for seating Hunter Biden on the board of Burisma and securing Hunter's $4 million salary. Much more to come on this. So this is just a dumb statement, okay? If Biden has secret documents, these classified documents at his house, Biden's not the only person that's ever going to see these. There's other people that are going to see them. There's other people that have already seen them. So you're telling me on official government documents that have been classified officially that Biden just has a thing saying, yep, did this favor for my son to have one job, did 4 favors for how many millions of dollars per year he would make? Of course not. This is fucking dumb. The classified documents are not going to have a clear cut. These are the favors we did so son could get job. That's silly. That's fucking silly. It would be one thing if they're like, oh, well, this paper kind of leads to this paper. And if you read this paper, it seems like not long before Hunter Biden got a job that this was done for the Ukrainian government, blah, 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 blah. That's one thing. But to just come out and say, oh, it's evidence that this and this bullshit. That's not what they put in documents. Why would they write it out in a document like that and then classify it? That's silly. Let me play some of these alerts because I've seen a bunch of them go off. Sima Sapiens going crazy over here buying subs.
Tree just resubscribed for 7 months.
Bank Tree resubscribed for 7 months. Thank you.
Semi-Sapien just gifted 2 subs.
Oh, it skipped one. Virgie resubscribed as well for 7 months.
Gifted. Mickey Mouse Ice Theonan a subscription. Semi-Sapien gifted a tier 1 sub to Mickey Mouse Ice Theonan.
Thank you for the gifted subs.
34 gift subs in the channel.
Thank you very much for the gifted subs. Also, it skipped one. I don't know if it'll let me play it or not. Will this replay it? Yeah. Virgie.
Virgie 445 just resubscribed for 7 months. Hey Wisconsin, from Wisconsin.
Hey Wisconsin, from Wisconsin. There you go. From Virgie with a resubscription. Thank you very much. I'm going to put those back on pause so they just don't. Sometimes they interrupt too often. He then forwards a post from some of his following. It says, someone's responding to somebody here from Jennifer Berry. It says, you clearly haven't been part of this chat for long. Phil is an open book. Well, we're just going to start off with a gigantic slap in the face lie, right? Phil is an open book. Just a lot, just right out of the gate. I'm going to lie to you. It says, as much as he's allowed to be barring the current operation he has the privilege of being involved in, Phil's not involved in any current or former operation. Phil was a sandwich maker, then a real estate agent. It says the website he is referring to has nothing to do with locals and was run by someone who he parted ways with back in November. So when I thought about doing Patreon, I thought about doing my own website, and I still would like to do my own website that has my own subscriptions, that has my own hosting, that has my own way for you guys to log in, and Patreon doesn't get a cut, and Patreon can't tell me what I can post and what I can't post, and Patreon doesn't have any say in it, basically. The reason I didn't do that, that's a lot of work. To build a website that like hosts content, does content, has people log in and log out, has monthly memberships, keeps up with all that, has a messaging and posting feature. That's a lot of work to put in a website. Now, Phil could just go pay someone. He won't because although he does love making tons of money, he seems to not like to spend it on his followers. He'll spend it on a pair of shoes or a car or a boat or a house or a piece of property, but he damn sure ain't going to spend it on those people that gave him all that money. But it's a lot of work, so I decided to go with Patreon until I could do my own thing and get coldbeer.live, which currently, if you go to coldbeer.live, it just brings you to Twitch. But in the future, I would like to have coldbeer.live actually host my videos. And while it hosts my videos, you'll be able to sign in and do the whole Patreon thing there. We'll come up with a different name for it. But basically, it'll be Patreon, but on coldbeer.live. That's why I originally bought the URL for coldbeer.live, and that's what it's eventually going to be. Now, again, it's going to be a lot of work, pretty intense work. It's not cheap either. Hosting video is one of the more expensive things on the internet, especially like you used to be able to just get, like back in the heyday of everybody doing everything, and a lot of people weren't streaming a lot, and a lot of people weren't on the internet. You could just buy like unlimited or very, very loose limits on how much like bandwidth and storage you had. But if you're let's say I do a 4-hour video twice a week, and there's a couple hundred people coming to watch that video twice a week, I've got to pay for basically every watch hour, every watch minute that video gets watched to host it somewhere. Now, I could let it fall off, or I could just keep it live just for the live show, and then like the next week, keep it up for a week until the next show of that level, and then move it to YouTube. That was a thing I was thinking about. So like the $7 shows on Tuesdays would be live on Tuesday and be on my website until the next Tuesday, and then it would go to like an unlisted link on YouTube, and you'd be able to find it there. And I would just sort the links out to the previous shows in case you wanted to go watch a replay. That would probably be better for me because, I mean, the longer you go, if you keep those videos up indefinitely, like a back catalog of videos, it's not like YouTube. They'll just let you upload and upload and upload. You're going to have to pay every time someone watches that video for 60 minutes or, 60 people watch it for 1 minute. That's a watch hour. You're going to have to pay for all those watch hours. So the bigger you grow and the more videos you keep adding and adding and adding. So if I put up 10 videos this month and 10 videos the second month I'm paying for 20 videos. If I put up 10 videos the third month, then I'm paying for 30, then 40, then 50, not just the 10 I put up that month. So you got to think about that. That hosting's not cheap. The storage for those are not cheap, especially if you have a lot of people who like to go back and watch old videos. Luckily for me, my videos usually get most of their views within the first week, unless they're like a very, very extraordinary video. Then I'll have a lot of those do good all the time. But usually most of my views come in the first week, and then after that, people really don't go back and watch them a whole lot. But it's not cheap to do, but I'm going to do it eventually. Phil should have done the same thing. He should have just went to either Patreon or Subscribestar or what's the one by Dick Masterson, Project 2 or some shit, or Locals, and just had that be his Patreon or his Ninja Jets or whatever the fuck he calls them. When he tried to go do it on his own is when he got into trouble. The site never worked right. He never did his fucking newsletters. He never made his posts. The only thing that's ever worked right about that place is his basic ass fucking private chat. That's about it. That's about it. Nothing's really worked over there. Even though his website's only been down for a few months, Phil says barely 1 month, maybe two. His website's been down for several months. He hasn't been doing newsletters in forever. I know, because someone used to take them as a PDF and send them to me, and I would read them and just get a sense of what Phil was doing while we cover him. But he hasn't done those forever. He should have just went to Locals. Locals, if you don't know, but Locals, you can paste text, you can put videos on it, kind of like Instagram. I'm sorry, pictures on it, kind of like Instagram. Plus, you can do your live streams and either make those free or Locals members onlys. Now, you don't have different levels. Right now, Phil's got 2 levels. Like, I have levels on Patreon. I don't know if Locals does levels. As far as I can tell, it's just one level across the board. But he could have done Patreon or Subscribestar or whatever, but he didn't. The website he's referring to has nothing to do with Locals and is run by someone he parted ways with back in November. It's really the end of October, but yeah. Back in November. He explained what's going on with it yesterday. He didn't really, though. He said it was down for a month, and there are people that need to cancel, that need to pay their bills, that you are taking food out of their mouths and money out of their pocket. Their financial situation has changed over the last 3 months, going on 4 months or whatever it is that your website's been down, not almost a month, maybe 2, which is the dumbest fucking way I've ever heard anybody say that. If it's almost a month, then it's, 20 days or more, but it's not over a month. You can't say almost a month, maybe 2. That's like me saying, how much do you want for this car? And I say, less than 8,000, maybe close to 9,000. Does that sound good? How much do you want for? A little bit less than 8,000. What do you think about 9,200? Almost a month, maybe 2. But there's people that need to change that. They've been paying for months at a $25 a month level, and situations change. There's people that leave my Patreon, and a lot of them send me messages and say, hey, I've really got this going on. The kids have this going on. I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to have to do that. And they'll leave, which a lot of times I'll tell them, hey, don't even worry about leaving. Just stay in the Telegram group. You'll get the links. Join back up when you can. Donate when you can, or whatever. I don't care. But I'll let you stay for a few months. And that's why I haven't cleaned out the chat in so long. The Telegram chat for my Patreon. I know there's people in there that haven't paid in months. But I like to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I've had bad months. Me and Mariah's been fucking dirt poor. I've had months when I couldn't afford, $7 or $15 or $5 or $2 or whatever level you signed up for. So I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. Phil likes to take your money and give you nothing. And then when you complain about it, he says, well, I'll give you an extra nothing next month. Next month, you're going to get 2 nothings. So how about that? I know you didn't get anything for this month or the month before or the month before or the month before. But next month, I'm going to give you 2 nothings. What do you think about that? Anyways, he says, he explained what's going on with it yesterday. As far as all about making money, he has a passion. His passion is helping people. I don't think that's his passion at all. I think it's making money. He has found opportunities that have helped thousands, and it just happens that he helped them by growing businesses that he either founded or joined. First of all, the premise that 7K works on, every dime that you make, at least 2 people, it had to come out of their pocket. So let's say Phil helped me make $10,000 last year. All that tells me is that at least 2 people in his pyramid both gave $10,000 so I could have $10,000. So really they paid 20 so I could have 10. If you haven't noticed, the pyramid, you have to have double points on both sides because it's a 2-to-1. Each point is only worth 50 cents, although points are assigned dollar to dollar, which is wild. So for every dollar you make, someone below you spent 2. 2 people below you spent $2. So if I make 1, somebody on my left spent 2, and somebody on my right spent 2. And sent it up there, and I'm sorry, both of them spent 1, and $1 went to me, and $1 kept going up. So by the basic setup of a pyramid scheme, if he's helped thousands, he has hurt double that many, and double that many are in the negative. 90% of people who join MLMs, including 7K, never make back their initial investment. Over 90, I think it's 94, 95%, but let's just say 90. Over 90% of people who join 7K never make back their initial investment. Never make back their initial, the very first time that they put in, they never make back their initial investment. It then says, one of the mods will give you the link. Same link I've always had. You just scroll down to merch. Help thousands. He's used his success to pay it forward. He absolutely has not. So Phil makes millions, literal millions, spends literal millions, and then he gives back $35,000 at $25,000, whatever, at Christmas. That's like me making $100,000 and giving back $100 at some point during the year. That's not a big deal. If you're making millions and you give back $35,000 for a little bit of good grace, for more people to sign up for 7K, for followers to stick around longer and get you the ad revenue, for more people to use Philizon, a miner, or whatever the name of that website is. Philizon, a miner, I think is what it is. For more people to sign up for your Gold Co. $35,000 is a lot to most of us, but it's a drop in the bucket when you're already spending several million on properties during the year. Like that's nothing. It's just to scale. So if Phil made, let's just say Phil made $1 million last year. Okay? $1 million last year. And he gave away $35,000. If you made $100,000, that would be like you giving away $3,500. Okay? But he didn't make 1 million. He made several million. So let's say he made $5 million and gave back $35,000. That would be like you making $500,000 and giving away $3,500. So you just drop a zero on both sides. That's it. Like, the scale is what's important. He made several million last year, spent several million, pocketed several million, and is still putting out all his bullshit. He was making more money off them fucking ads that he claimed that he wanted you to decode, and he never made a fucking dime off of. He's never charged for the ads, that those are for needy kids and QAnon families who didn't have a chance, and he had never been paid to place an ad. Then suddenly just comes out and says, I don't think I'm going to do ads anymore. I'll admit I got paid for some of them, and you guys gave him a fucking pat on the back for coming clean after he lied to you for over a year and shoved ads in your face and told you to decode the timestamps. He made millions. There's no doubt whatsoever. Don't forget, he did give away his glasses to a poor kid. Context matters. There you go. He told some kid, you'll never be good enough to buy these glasses. Here's a $120 pair of Oakleys. You'll never be this good. You were nothing in elementary school, and you're nothing now, kid. It says, I don't fault the guy at all for making a living to support his family. Neither do I. I think everybody should make a living to support their family. I don't think you should lie or cheat or scam or, mislead or make statements like, I think silver easily do $50,000 an ounce. That's why paying $350 an ounce for it from 7K isn't so crazy. If you have to do that to make a living, then I probably got an issue with it. Oh, the stock market's going to go to zero unless you call my guys and go to goldco.com at goldquiz.com. It'll redirect you to Goldco. Get out of that stock market so I can make a finder's fee plus 10% or whatever my fucking affiliate fee is. So make sure you go do that. And by the way, that means if he has a 10% fee and there's a $50,000 minimum, remember how I told you he's pushing Goldco so hard? I personally believe he's pushing Goldco so hard because he doesn't have to do anything. He set up the website once. He doesn't have to talk to anybody. He doesn't have to call anybody. It automatically, if you have a $50,000 minimum in a 401k or IRA, it automatically sends you to Goldco. If you don't, it sends you to PSI, Phil Silver, 7K metals. He set that up once. So if there's a $50,000 minimum, and he's getting a $100 finder's fee plus a 10% commission every time someone goes to Goldco, minimum, and signs up for Goldco, because they'd have to meet their minimums, and he'd have to get his 10% in finder's fee. The minimum, every time someone signs up for Goldco, he's making over $5,000. That's the minimum, because it's $50,000 minimum to roll it over. It is 10% of whatever they roll over. What do you mean 10% of what? 10% of their IRA or 401k, whatever they're rolling over. The minimum he makes is $5,000. Now, I know their base affiliate agreement is 6 or 6.5%. I called and asked him about it. But they also work very particular deals for very particular people, depending on what type of traffic you bring them. And I've been told by several people that it's 10%, that his is 10%, which is probably the highest I see. I would probably think that they go is 10%, but Phil's probably sent on more people than most people. What do you think 10% of $50,000 is? The minimum's $50,000, and he makes 10%. What do you think 10% of $50,000 is? The way you do 10% is you just drop a zero. So $50,000 is $5,000. But I would say he's, whatever the scale is maxed out. I know that they start at 6 or 6.5. Even if the scale's maxed out at 9% or 8%, let's say 8%. $5,000 times 0.8 equals that's $50,000 times 0.8 is $4,000. Even if he was maxed out at 8%, he'd still be making over $4,000 because $100 for the finder's fee. And that's if he has the base finder's fee. That's a base. They told me 6 or 6.5. I can't remember. I think it was just 6 plus a $100 finder fee. That's their base for affiliates. The better you do, the more they negotiate those rates. He might be making 10% and $250 finder's fee, which is crazy. For just setting up a website and telling people the stock market's going to go to zero. That's crazy. And again, he can't, I don't think Phil can build a website, especially a website that redirects somewhere else, depending on the questions you answer. So he might have paid a few $1,000s to have that website built. The first person who signed up paid for that website plus put money in his pocket. It doesn't cost him anything to say it in all his lives. It doesn't cost him anything to claim the stock market is going to zero. It doesn't cost him anything to put it on his Telegram channel. And all it is profit after that very first person to go to that website and take the quiz. It either puts profit because they roll over and they have at least the minimum. That's the only requirement. Have the minimum and a 401k or IRA to get in. It either makes that profit or it sends them to 7K and they set an appointment for 7K and potentially sends them profit that way. He has found opportunities to help thousands. He's used his success to pay it forward. He gave away over 35K at Christmas. That's not much. I don't fault the guy for trying to make a living to support his family. Neither do I. For one, commend him for using his success the way he is. Bullshit. He doesn't have to do anything he's doing. I would agree. He doesn't have to do anything he's doing, but he keeps on doing it, doesn't he? It's almost like a conscious decision to do it. Not one thing. If you can't see that he's trying to help people and think he's just a greedy truther, then you have no business being in this chat. God bless you. So if you can't see exactly what I tell you to see, you shouldn't be in this chat. Whatever the fuck that means. Okay, I thought we were about discernment. I thought we were about different opinions. I thought we were about coming to consensus through open debate. But I guess it's just you shouldn't be in this chat. He says, thank you for the extremely kind words above. Thank you, Jennifer, for the extremely kind words above. That was from Jennifer Barry. He then shares a screenshot that says, an industry leader from precious metals IRAs to direct purchase of gold and silver. We have helped thousands of Americans diversify and protect their retirement savings. In fact, we're the only precious metals company recommended by Donald Trump Jr. So this was a big drop in his lap that Donald Trump Jr. is officially supporting Goldco because remember Phil said he negotiated with tons of precious metals dealers. Goldco's the only one he uses. Don't let him lie to you. That's the only one the website goes to. I've went and took his little quiz at goldquiz.com probably 300 fucking times, and I had another person take it at least 100 times. You either get 7K or you get Goldco. But this was kind of a little drop in his it just fell in his lap to help him out. That picture as well as this one, it says, I partner with Goldco because I believe in their values and diversification. That goes with a post that says, Don Jr. hops on board with one of my vendors from Gold Quiz. Have an IRA or 401k that's current, invested in Wall Street? Check out the silver and gold-backed rollover options that are currently offered by my partners. Now, why would Don Jr. come out and go for Goldco? Why would he support Goldco? Well, a simple search will tell you the answer. If you type in this, Donald Trump Jr. Goldco, I'll refresh it so you know these are right. You get a link to his Twitter account, on a couple of different ones that all seem to reference this. Don Jr.'s inauguration triggered episode 1. If we go down to here, Don Jr.'s inauguration triggered episode 1. It's his Rumble stream he does, and they're the sponsor of his stream. If you scroll down to right here, it says Goldco, #Goldco partner. Learn how to diversify your retirement account with precious metals. Click here, goldco.com/Don Jr., which is where you go after you take Phil's little quiz. You go to goldco.com/Phil G, but whatever. And it says, Don Jr., catch my after show Q&A only on Locals. So he's also got people on Locals. This is the inaugural episode of Triggered with Donald Trump Jr. So they are his official sponsor. I'm assuming he could give a fuck less whether you go to Goldco or whether you go to Gold Company or Gold Inc. or Gold Dog Shit on the bottom of my shoe. He's above you. He'll always be above you. But he got them to pay to sponsor his show, and he's making money off of it. So he's gonna shield whatever the sponsor is. There you go. Anyways, that's why Don Jr. is an official spokesman for Goldco, one of my vendors at Gold Quiz. He goes on to share another post that says, I love Phil beyond words, but I wish he would be more understanding of those of us who were late to the game here. Not everyone heard about him right away. That's not our fault. I can see that he is a kind, caring man. Ooh, Jesus Christ. But needs to understand that as he becomes more well-known, haters will attack him. Unfortunately, that is the way of our world these days. I hope and pray that changes soon. But in the meantime, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Thank you for letting him know that. I'm sure he was just at his absolute limit. Phil can't stand for somebody to call him out this, that. He says he doesn't care about the trolls. He says he doesn't care about this. He doesn't care about that. He does. Obviously he does. Here it is. Like, he can't not address it. I'm almost positive that he writes half of these fucking posts that he shares for himself to support him. He shares them himself. So he responds to Alana and says, I'm very much aware that my following grows on a regular basis. I try to cover as much old information that I can while still leaving room for the references to the old stuff that only my longtime followers will understand. I'm always willing to change course. I feel there is a need to help educate my newer followers. And yes, I'm totally fine with taking all of the arrows and bullets that come with more and more popularity and exposure. Of course, he's persecuted. He's basically Jesus Christ himself. I was aware this would happen, and I was mentally and physically prepared for it. That's an absolute lie, or one of them's a lie, because he said he was blindsided by all these people coming out of the woodwork and calling him a pedo, or calling him this, a grifter, or a con man. But he's told me several occasions, he's told other people that he was blindsided by the people coming out, but now he says he was prepared for it. In the meantime, if you are a newer follower, my Rumble channel has 100% of my past lives. Not true. In your own time, I suggest watching them and catching up. Rumble.com, Phil Godlewski. At the very bottom of the page, you will see a scroll through feature, which you can click next to go through over 15 pages of past live streams. The only ones I can no longer have access to are my Facebook lives, which were deleted by Facebook, not me, on January 20th, 2021, when my longtime Facebook account was banned from the platform. That's also not true. There's more than just his Facebook meeting missing, including videos he himself has deleted from there. But that's basically the update with Phil. I also was, you guys know I was in this was where he was having all the computer issues. What did he end off with? I contacted Apple just now. There's nothing wrong. It's just that this particular update takes a very long time on certain Mac devices. My Mac is older, 2019, and it's one of those devices. They said to let the update process overnight. Tomorrow, I'm just going to purchase a new Mac. Really sorry, but we have to delay this live until the new machine gets here. And then, of course, he didn't do a live, so I guess he's still waiting on that new machine to come in. If you don't know, I've been engaged with SGAnon through email ever since I posted. He claims that I found out who he was not long after he came out on Scott McKay's show. We actually found out who he was 4 days before he ever showed his face or came out on Scott McKay's show. It was I published it 3 or 4 days, depending on how you look at it, before that. But I actually knew about it a couple days before that and just sat on the information. So we're going to check that out. Top of your YouTube feed again, day 2. Thank God. I don't know who that is on the YouTube chat. Anyways, we'll go back, and he emailed me back. And let's see what he said. So I told him he was basically accusing me of stalking, telling me I wasn't allowed to do this, wasn't allowed to do that. And I responded to him. He responded back. It went back and forth a couple of times, I think. I talked about his sassy attitude. He then goes on to, I'm not going to read all of it, but he then goes on to say, no, I missed one already. He says something about like, I've reviewed your work many times. As you know, I've said before, research done well, but there's some things in your presentation that set the stage needlessly for an adversarial dynamic. I have no interest in that, blah, blah, blah. He talks about his wife's face being showed in the video, which I told him, like, if you're asking me man to man to take your wife's video down, I'll consider it and probably even do it. But if you're telling me I have to, it's not happening. Bullshit. He says, I don't know where you reside, but I live in Kentucky, and Kentucky law says you have to have consent of the person in question when you share a likeness, whether obtained from public forum or not, with the exception of public personalities represented as official entities like my SGAnon handle, which is not true. I'll tell him in a minute. I have no interest in legal fighting, blah, blah, blah. One of your points, my entire process was around 15 months start to finish. 15 and a half, really. It's a long time in the past, and simple estimations made in discussions are controversial idiosyncrasies. Conversational idiosyncrasies. Errors are accidental. There's no deceit here. So what he's talking about is when he said he tried to join the military for his initial active duty training period, at one time he said he was in there for 15 months. Another time he said 11 to 12 months. One time he said 18 to 24 months. Another time he said 12 to 14 months. And then he finished by saying the whole process took 3 years. And I called him out on that. I don't know what this is about. Why all these different lengths of time? He says the whole process was 15 and a half months. He just misspoke when he said 11 to 12 months, when he said 12 to 14, when he said 18 to 24. All those are just him misspeaking because idiosyncrasies in his conversation. He then talks about how he got First Sergeant Henning's name wrong. He says I could contact him if I want to, if I need a character reference, or his campaign manager. Then he addresses the affiliate links, where I was like, the affiliate links don't pay my bills. I'm a disabled veteran. I didn't have no trouble joining the military. He says differences of opinion or not, it's not worth acknowledging or on air that those are the benefits from this. It's worth acknowledging on air that there are those who benefit from this movement, including yourself, who are not out to harm. I don't benefit in any significant way. That's an outright lie, okay? Until he was called out, until SGAnon was called out, you know exactly what he had in his description. So he's making these snide comments about the links that I have, which most of them are like Amazon affiliate links. We make pennies on, and there's a couple of donation links in there, like the coffee's links in there or whatever. But like the Amazon links, he keeps saying affiliate links. I don't make hardly shit on there, like pennies on the dollar. I think when I get a check from Amazon, it doesn't even come every month because I don't make enough to get out every month. It'll come like every 3 or 4 months, and it'll be like $11 because the minimum's like $10 to get a check. But he went for months with his 7K link in there. We've seen him, since he went to broadcasting, rank up in 7K. Before he started streaming, he wasn't ranking up at 7K. Then suddenly he starts streaming and starts ranking up. He then gets called out by a couple people over on True Social and pulls that link down and updates all of his videos. So what's going on there? Very strange that he puts those up and then pulls them back down. And then he claims that, like, I'm not benefiting from this, but you are. I still understand the need to pay your bills, feed your family, and generally live life. It's worth highlighting on your cast that this is the case. Yes, I make money. Yes, you make money. Stop trying to say you make money and I don't. You were advertising 7K heavily. We watched you rank up. That's how I found your name, if you really want to know, to the bottom of it. Well, that's how I found a lot of names and started breaking them down from there. Anybody with S, G, S, H, and I had a whole list of those names, started going through them one by one. I also geolocated you to Owensboro, Kentucky, and that helped quite a bit from a video you did. There you go. Let's see. So I responded back. I didn't address the part about the links right now because I want to do that in a show about his 7K links, even though he's pointed out twice that he doesn't benefit at all. He's been ranking up through 7K while posting this and the thing. So I said, first, any correction you think I need to make, I read your email tonight on the show and gave your pitch that you said I need to correct this or this or this or blah, 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 not due to lack of patriotism, what the fuck ever they were saying. And you could see that on tonight's show. And argued my side. I read your responses and addressed each in the video tonight. Secondly, the information of someone's likeness can typically be true unless you have photos on Facebook or other social media sites and the posts are set to public. You are legally agreeing to Facebook's terms of services, including those surrounding a public post, including but not limited to, quote, when you post content on Facebook page, you have the ability to configure privacy options regarding who can view that content. While some content may be strictly controlled, the majority of content is simply posted as, quote, public. According to Facebook's statement of rights and responsibilities and Facebook's terms of service agreement, any image posted with public settings carries the implicit knowledge that that said photo is available for access and use by anyone. You signed up for this when you joined Facebook. While permission for use is considered polite, while asking for permission for use is considered polite, it is not a prerequisite. I said, this is in the terms of service that you agreed to when you sign up for Facebook or other social media site. I see now that you have made it private or taken down. Cool. That's probably the best decision considering it's all over Google when you search your name, not even hers. It's pretty easy to find. I'll say again, if you're asking me to take it down because your wife's wishes, I don't really have a problem with that. If you're saying I legally have to take it down, that is just not so. I've been through this battle before, up to and including court. When you make it public on social media platforms, other members of that platform, marketers, ad partners from the platform itself, and the general public all have access to the content. Facebook could take those images tomorrow and make a commercial. Google already indexes those photos for their image search feature when you search your name. An advertising partner with Facebook could use any of those photos combined with AI to sell you things targeted, maybe geographically or arranged by events in the photo, e.g., this is a wedding photo. They can sell you honeymoon stuff or your first home stuff or home insurance or life insurance for partners or whatever, or even wedding things. Or maybe you're in a picture of a boat and they use that to sell you a boat parts or a boat slip or a boat whatever. All those things. This is literally social media 101 and how they gather and use every bit of info that you give them. Supposedly, not the content that's set to private or in Messenger, but they do 100%. I used to be a social media marketer, blah, blah, blah. That's the TOS that you agreed to. All that's protected. Sorry, you put it up there. I can pull that down as a favor, but there are zero grounds to do it legally. I told him how I know First Sergeant Henning, which is not personally. I know who he was because I still follow a bunch of Calf Scout groups. He was a Calf Scout. He was running for office. I don't actually know him personally, but I do know of him when he ran. And I said, lastly, do you care to elaborate why the process of joining the military took so long? We would have served about the same time if you had been in. I took the ASVAB, signed a contract, went to MEP, shipped out, OSA, then a unit. The confusion is coming from the fact it took so long. Were you a recruiter's assistant? Were you delayed shipment? Medical hold? It just doesn't make sense in the context you have explained it all. This is not a normal enlistment process. Also, why do you use the phrase initial active duty training period? Did someone give you that phrase? Were you trying to join the reserves? That's not a very common phrase around the Army unless it's tied to reservists trying to pay for college or the delayed entry program, which is pretty typical. I'm pretty sure that that account that y'all are talking to was banned on all my other ones. I don't know why, but I'm pretty sure they were banned on all the other ones. All the other CBC channels. I don't know personally anything they're talking about, but I'm pretty sure they were already banned for some reason. You can let them answer if you want to, but I'm pretty sure they were already banned. So I asked him why the process took so long. He answered, blah, blah, blah. I'm researching into me. Okay. So here's why SG&On took anywhere between 11 months and 36 months to join the military. This is his shit. It says, I was contracted in as DEP, so the delayed entry program. The delayed entry program, the delayed entry program, I'll read you the definition of it, is also called the Future Soldier Program, okay? It's an option which lets soldiers join the Army now and ship out several weeks or several months later. As part of the program, you attend weekly meetings and complete future soldier training while waiting for your ship date. Remember when I told you that like he could have been a recruiter's assistant? He could have been out here, trying to get in shape because he couldn't make the run, or trying to lose weight, or try to do this, or try to do that. That could have been part of it. That was my suggestion. Like he was a recruiter's assistant. I said maybe he's the late entry and a recruiter's assistant. That was my guess, or medical holdover. I said as well, but one of my guesses was that. It depends on which branch you're in. I know I had a buddy who signed up for the Marines. They gave him a whole year for delayed entry program. I don't really know what the Army's is, delayed entry. But I guess that he was a recruiter's assistant, delayed entry. And here's what else he said. It says, so to clarify, he says, I was contracted in as the delayed entry program because I needed a surgery and recovery time. Now, I am by no means the all-encompassing Army, be-all, know-all, source of this information, and nobody can debunk it. But I have never, ever, ever, ever heard of someone signing a contract to get health insurance and surgery before they even went to boot camp or anything. Now, I do know people sometimes would kind of fudge this, fudge that, get in, serve for a year, then go. Now they got TRICARE. They'll go and they're hurt and they'll get something fixed or get dental work done or get this done or get that done. I have never, ever, 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 ever heard of someone signing a contract knowing that you're fucked up somehow medically, delayed entry program, and they're like, okay, well, we're gonna put you through surgery and give you some recovery time. I have a hard time believing this. I think it's a lie. But that's up to you. He said I'm reading his exact words. I was contracted in as DEP, delayed entry program. I needed surgery plus, he puts a plus symbol, recovery time to meet MEPS medical standards before ship date. So even before he went to MEPS and got signed off on, MEPS is military entrance processing station. It's where you go to right before you go to boot camp, where they make sure you don't have scoliosis. They make you do a duck walk. They make you do all these weird things. You're not even in the military. Even if you signed a contract, if you don't show up to MEPS and get on the fucking bus, you can still quit. Okay, so you're not even technically in the military. They'll try to scare you and say, you signed this contract, we can take you to court, this, blah, blah, blah. If you don't get on that bus after MEPS, you're not even technically in the military yet. They're not going to come get you for a desertion or AWOL or nothing. So he's saying he needed a surgery to meet the requirement at MEPS. Now, MEPS has a slogan. And the recruiters, when you go into MEPS, will tell you, put no on everything. No on everything. You know what YES stands for at MEPS? Your enlistment stops. YES. Your enlistment stops. if you answer yes to basically anything on the paperwork at MEPS, you do not go forward with enlistment. You do not. They have to be hard up for somebody. That's when they fucking stop you. Your enlistment stops. So it seems very, very odd to me. I'm just going to call it. I think it's a lie that he needed surgery prior to passing a MEPS exam to ship. That does not make any sense to me. Somebody can call in. Somebody can correct me. Somebody can give me some like verifiable information, some paperwork that, I went through and they let me have surgery on something. And as soon as I signed the contract, I got surgery. And then afterwards I went to MEPS and signed up. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Somebody right there is just saying they went all the way through, even signed a contract at 17, and they ended up getting kicked out for a knee condition that would have required surgery. That's all the stories I've ever heard, Gen X. All the stories I've ever heard are just like that. Or somebody gets to, one of the ones I used to hear all the time is if people were second guessing their thoughts and still went to MEPS. MEPS is the last time you can quit. If you don't get on that bus after MEPS, people would go to MEPS and start second guessing their shit, and basically they would just let it slip that they had asthma, and that would get people taken down or pulled off. Right? You can't be in there with asthma. So people would just get there and let it slip in the medical exam. Oh yeah, I had asthma, a few years back. I don't know if I told you that or not. And then boom, they're out. So this seems very, very strange to me. He then says after he had surgery, after he had recovery time, after he did all that, it then says, I passed MEPS. So he passed his military exam, even though he had to have surgery before he could pass it. He passed it. Then he says, got very near the end of that. Oh, I'm sorry. I passed MEPS. I arrived at boot. Got very near to the end of that process when the condition represented itself. So again, do you know the reason why they stop people with medical conditions at MEPS? The reason why they won't give you surgery or tell you they'll fix it when you get out of boot camp? Because this exact reason. Once you get on that bus at MEPS, you're now the Army's problem. You're the Army's property. And if something happens to you, now they're definitely stuck for the medical bills. They're not doing surgery before you ship. They're not doing medical procedures before you ship. But once you do ship, if something fucking happens and a condition that you didn't know about, even if you did know about it, as long as they can't prove you knew about it, emerges, they've got to fucking fix it. Medical discharge. They've got to fucking repair you. They've got to fucking pay you your wage and keep you on base and put you in a hospital and take care of you and all that shit. They don't want that headache. They want healthy people that can get through and get whatever amount of return out of it they can get. I just don't believe this. So he claims that he had to have surgery and recovery. This is after he signed up. I signed the contract and did delayed entry because I needed surgery. Then I needed to recover. Then I went to MEPS and passed it, but I couldn't pass it before this surgery. The MEPS approved me, which I find hard to believe. Even if he's not saying the Army paid for his surgery, even if he's saying like the recruiter was trying to hide the surgery I had to have. So basically what he said was that I didn't need any surgeries and I needed to get it taken care of quick. And when I went to MEPS to not tell him about it, even that, like, if you're having surgery and you show up to MEPS with a scar, they have you stripped down. They have you stripped down. You are literally standing there in nothing but a pair of fucking boxers, and you have to bend over and duck walk, and somebody has to feel your spine and make sure it's not curved and all this crazy shit, right? If the doctor sees a scar and you haven't told him about this crazy surgery you just had, you're not going. You're not shipping. You're not passing MEPS. But he claims he did. And then this condition just represented itself and knocked me out of service, qual, permanently. So this is some type of condition that had people known about it, it would knock him out of service permanently. But he was also allowed to sign a contract to join on delayed entry and have some type of surgery to take care of it and fix it and recover all before he shipped out. Then he was approved at MEPS, even though it came back almost immediately and he got, I just don't believe this. I just don't believe this at all. I just don't. He then says, knocked me out of service and service qual permanently. No 6 months achievement for active duty status, which is why you have never and will never hear me call myself a veteran. I don't operate that way. No 6 months achievement for active duty status, which is why you have never or will never hear me call myself a veteran. So he never answered my question about were you joining the reserves, but I'm almost 1,000% sure he was, because this 6 month achievement is a thing when you're in the National Guard or reserves, where you go once you do at least 6 months on active duty, you get like a different grade. Your retirement days count different. You get a little award that you had at least 6 months on active duty. You qualify for like some GI Bill stuff. 6 months is like a barrier there you have to cross if you're reserve or National Guard. You will never hear me call myself a veteran. You just don't operate. I just don't operate that way. Cool. I don't see you getting a fucking surgery after signing a contract, then somehow getting through MEPS, then somehow this condition. Like, the doctors are there. The reason the doctors are at MEPS are literally to make sure what happened does not happen. Like, you don't have a condition that's going to present itself during training and die or become, you know, a broke dick, and the military's got to pay for your recovery and your rest and treatment and your pay while you're laying in a hospital, and they still can't even use you. They're spending money to train you. They are spending money to train you. They don't want you to. That's why the doctors are there, to protect their investment. Like, if they thought any of this was going to happen, there's no way you would have got through MEPS. There's no way you can hide a surgery within a few months. It is. He then goes on to, he has not watched my content, because he then goes on to say, it is worth noting. Hold on. He obviously has not watched my content, because the next line says, it is worth highlighting that I received an ASVAB score of 96. Oh, no. You couldn't get it up there, could you? I mean, I'm sure you tried your best, but 96 is all you got, huh? Damn it. Path in military cryptography. So, yes, what he was doing was trying to join the reserves or the National Guard. He was a recruiter's assistant. He was also trying to, he was also, you know, down at the local unit, trying to volunteer, trying to help, trying to do whatever there. And was on the delayed entry program. But that doesn't count towards his, like, I hate even more now. I hate even more now that he says, I was actively in the process of trying to join the military for 11 to 12, 15 to 6. No, you weren't. You signed up, delayed entry, you went to boot camp, you fucking felled out, right? It's injury, illness, medical, whatever. You didn't complete boot camp. That's all you had to say. That's the reason why your story sounds so fucking weird, because no one, I called this the minute he said it, that he was trying to join the military for 15 to 18 months or 14 to 18 months. Like, it's a fuck. No, you weren't. What do you mean trying to join the military for 14? I called it the minute he said it. That's why his story sounds so fucking weird, is because he's leaving out the part where, you know, I was a recruiter's assistant on the delayed entry program, fucked around for a while, went to boot camp, had a medical condition, got kicked back out. That's what he should have said. But he thinks it sounds better. Presumably, he thinks it sounds better if he says, I was actively trying to join the U.S. military for 11 to 12. I mean 15. I mean 18 to 24. I mean 12 to 14 months. Actively trying to join the military. And then a medical condition arose where I was not allowed to continue my training, initial active duty training phase. Okay. That's I don't know. That's fucking weird. It sounds very strange that, I don't know. It sounds strange that he laid it out that way, I guess. Yeah, it's not the way that, if you're a veteran, like if you're a civilian, that doesn't sound that strange, I'm sure. Like it may raise a couple eyebrows about like the surgery pre-military, then going immediately right back in, and the same thing happened. But if you're a veteran and someone says, I tried to join for 15 months, 15 and a half, really. Oh, what happened? I've never made it past boot camp. I was actively trying to complete my individual active duty training portion for 15 months. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Nobody tries to get through boot camp for 15 months. Nobody. So he's got this weird spin he puts on it that may make him look better for some people, but goddamn it, anybody that served in the military has got to be like, what the fuck? What's he talking about trying to join for 15 months? That's got to throw a red flag for other people that have been in the military. It did for me immediately. You guys saw it here live when I started covering it. Like, I had no idea he was going to say that shit. But there he went. Anyways, it is what it is, I guess. That was basically the last thing I got. And it was, they got another crazy person over on Facebook. Those are my favorites. I don't even see them. Oh, definitely don't need an idiot in the military to save our country if a war ever comes. SG&On would be the first to hide under the table. Yeah, they're pretty fucking crazy. I don't think any of them. They all like to talk about combat. We're in spiritual warfare, combat. Take you to the front lines. Get out there. Get in front of people. Do this. Do that. Do the other. Do whatever. They'd be the first people to hide. But yeah, they're pretty fucked up. So I made a post about Jeff B, and it says, I don't know if you guys saw this. It says, "Rip Jeff B, gone too soon, taking in his prime." The sacrifice of this elderly virgin should inspire the patriots to demand the truth of their truthers. Lies about Thanksgiving with Bush in Afghanistan, with George Bush in Afghanistan, working security for President Trump, picking up ballots on a C-130, and knowing the number 3, the number 4, the number 3 at the FBI used to make you believe that they have insider knowledge or the ability to influence your thoughts should not be taken at face value. Even if they dual wield MP5s under a heavy coat in a picture that was another person entirely. Never forget Jeff B, the legend and the man that hasn't had any pussy since pussy had him. Yet continued to make broad accusations against how others should raise their kids. He had no kids. Who they made love to, again, he had none. What they thought was going on, he had no idea, no insider knowledge. Or how he would treat his wife and kid, again, none. Or how their wife should act, or he claimed did act. I guess you see the pattern here of none for Jeff. Long live his mother, who Jeff lived with and claimed she was a brain surgeon and government computer hacker, months apart, but actually works in admin at a local nursing home. Not the hero we needed, because he's not a hero at all. And then I shared this beautiful monumental picture of him, which I thought shows him off. And I just got a comment from Deborah Terry. "He is not dead. Stop being mean." He wasn't shot either. But that didn't stop him and your friends from making up that story. I am taking a page from the book they wrote. Thanks for all your support. They wrote, thanks for all. So many typos. Not Allie. Ally. Thanks for all your support. Big Deb. That should get her attention. Thanks for all your support, Big Deb. There you go, Deborah Terry. Thank you very much. Bug Dude says, rip to the one and only top bunk. Ha ha, this is classic and awesome. Jeff B., the king of none. He was recently busy, well, let's say, in a certain someone's home for 13 hours receiving documents. Oh, no. What a legacy. Maybe she can get some pearly whites at the pearly gate. Rip. He gone, says Headstrong. I said, I don't think anything happened. Travis reported the FBI called him. Jeff B. got shot 10 minutes after Jeff was on Rhino's chat. I'm just in Rhino's chat. I'm just hoping for the best, you know. And then Valerie says, wait, the FBI calls Travis now. Yeah, apparently. Apparently. That's happening. All right, guys. That's kind of it for the Thrown Together show. Let me check for alerts. We'll be back tomorrow, and we'll definitely have a... that's it for the alerts, I think. Mickey Mouse. Yeah, those are the gifted subs. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll definitely have the Patreon show that was supposed to be tonight that we didn't get to. It was just because I started late and everything was going kind of sideways. My dad had another issue. Keep my dad in your thoughts and prayers. He had another issue with his foot and possibly another infection there from a toenail, an ingrown toenail. So hopefully that works out. He just started some antibiotics this evening, and I had to take him to the hospital today. Hopefully that works out. Don't want him losing any more toes. I'm still trying to print something I've been working on for a month for Oliver. Hopefully that works out. Oliver's birthday's coming up. We're trying to get ready for all that and trying to find a video card for the computer. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the follows, the likes, the shares, everything you guys do. We greatly appreciate it, each and every one of you. And I just don't say that because I'm like feeling like money and just need gigantic numbers. You guys truly support us here, and I'm forever grateful. I would still do the show if nobody watched, but I damn sure wouldn't do it 7 days a week. You guys keep it coming 7 days a week for free. And a couple days a week on Patreon. So thank you very much for that. You guys are the backbone of the channel. I appreciate it. Make sure to like and share. If you're not subscribed to me on more than one place, go do that now at coldbeer.fund. Coldbeer.fund. Subscribe to me somewhere else. Someone just today on my YouTube channel said, oh my God, thank God you're back on YouTube. Unless I missed it and you've been somewhere else. I responded, you definitely missed it because I've been on a different channel for a fucking year and a half. Like, yes, you've missed it. What do you mean? I've been on a different channel for a year and a half. And you're just now figuring out that this channel got reinstated, that I'm back? I'm telling you, when I disappear, I don't know what happens to people. But they can't remember coldbeer.live. They can't remember Cold Beer on Facebook. They can't remember it. You need to be subscribed to it. You need to be subscribed to it or you're just going to miss it. You're not going to remember it. None of these people fucking do what my other channels were, where I was at, or where I broadcast. So subscribe to somewhere else. Yeah, I heard Jordan Sather gave us a shout out over the SGN and stuff. I talk to Jordan every once in a while. Thank you guys for... Oh, shit. You know what I didn't do? I bet you a bunch of people already left too, didn't they? There's new documents out tonight. I don't know if it's up yet or not. There's new court documents that come out tonight. Oh, it's still down. Oh, no, it's not. I got it. General Index. There's new court documents that come out tonight. I don't know if you guys knew this or not. I don't think it's going to be anything crazy, but there is a new document out. It's probably not much. It seemed pretty simple from the explanation of it. It is hereby stipulated and agreed to by all parties, by and between all parties in this lawsuit as follows. The defendants hereby agree not to seek additional discovery from plaintiff regarding the production of plaintiff's tax returns. The parties agree they have resolved the following issues raised in the defendant's third motion for sanctions. Numbers corresponding to paragraphs in that motion and the court's order date relating to certain tax returns, relating to certificates, diplomas, etc. from educational institutions, relating to documents evidencing the purchase of firearms, relating to verification for a plaintiff's answer to defendant's second test of questions, or second set of questions. So he must have come clean on some of this stuff, like he doesn't have the diplomas and doesn't have a college degree, and he did try to purchase, or he didn't try to purchase firearms. He had to come clean on some of this, because some of this stuff is still lingering. They need something for it. It would seem, especially like the purchase of firearms. That's one of the central things that he's got going on in his case, saying he had to purchase firearms to defend himself. I don't know. I can't believe they. I would have definitely not dropped the income thing. Like the fact that he's lied and twisted this into a. He's twisted this into him being the victim somehow, while he's also made multi-millions of dollars. It all relates to his character and who he is and what he's doing and how he's trying to manipulate the paper and his following. The parties agree that the defendant's third motion for sanctions shall be denied as moot with respect to the issues raised in paragraphs 1A, C, D, E, but not with respect to the issues raised in paragraph 1B of the court's orders from November 14, 2022 related to the video recording. So they still want the recordings. This stipulation resolves all issues raised in plaintiff's motion for protective order, and the parties agree that this motion is now moot. The parties desire an order of court be entered as attached hereto. And it just says it's certified. I certify 18th day January, served by electronic mail. True, and it seems like both sides' attorneys signed it. Timothy Hinton and Timothy Coleman. Hinton and Coleman both signed it, so that's the end of it, I suppose. They're no longer seeking his tax returns, certificates, diplomas, evidence of the purchase of a firearm, or verification for the... Well, they probably got this one, I would say. They have to have a signed set of like, you can't... The lawyer can't just say, well, he answered that without you signing it. You had to sign that you answered it to the best of your ability is true, and you knew that you could be charged with perjury, all that shit. It's basically like swearing an oath, but you got to sign it. And I'm hoping they got at least the purchase of the firearms, but I guess they're going to stop seeking the tax returns. Phil is scared to death those tax returns are going to come out, and I don't know what they did. Phil had to just admit that he doesn't have a college degree. That's the only thing I could think of. There you go. That's the new documents out. Thank you again. Appreciate you guys joining us, being here, hanging out with us. You guys keep the show running 7 days a week, like I said, and we appreciate it. Have a good night. I'll see everybody tomorrow for a free show, followed by a Patreon show that we missed tonight. So it'll be free for an hour, hour and a half, or whatever, and then we'll do an hour and a half, 2 hours, or whatever at the Patreon level of $7 and up, or for Twitch subscribers. Thank you, guys. Everybody have a good night, and we will see you on the next one. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Did you guys see, while everybody's leaving, did you guys see my my TikTok video with my drone? Hold on, I'll show it to you if you want to see it. I've been trying to do power loops, which is like a trick where you like do a loop, a big ass loop. You go under something, do a loop, and then go back under it, I guess would be the best way to explain it. I've been getting better. I'm not great, but I've been getting better. I'll show it to you while we're exiting here. I have to turn the audio off on it because it's probably gotten copywritten music on it, but... here it is. Oh, I guess I need the magnifier, don't I? So this is just me practicing a bunch of them with the FPV drone. So up, under the tree, flip back over the tree, and then go under the tree. The very last one, I get super close to the top branches. You can see them in the camera. Like, it's so close. So up over the tree, back under that big ass oak tree, up over the tree. Messed that one up. There's back under and over the tree. I'm still going way too high, so I try to do a better one, but it's right here. I end up getting way too close. You can actually see the top of the tree. I almost hit it in the camera. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to go under it and flip over it. I'll try to pause it at the right time, but as I go up, flip. That's the top of the tree right there. Like, I just barely cleared it. But I'll let you see it in full speed instead of pausing it. So let me back up a little bit. The last one was probably the best one. It was too close and it scared me, but that's probably how you that's how you're supposed to do it. Just barely over the top of the tree, then back down and underneath. Pretty cool to me. It's a great stress reliever. Messing around with the drone and stuff. I love it. Either way, thank you guys. Have a good night. So my TikTok, Cold Beer Confessions. Cold Beer Confessions or Confessional. One is my username and the other one is my tag. So either one should pull it up. At Cold Beer Confessions. But my profile name is Cold Beer Confessional. Both of them should pull it up. Have a good night. Right, just because you're a squirter doesn't mean you have to start calling yourself the pressure washer. What the fuck? Weird. Start calling yourself the Myrtle the Squirtle. Mariah the Bidet. The Water Fountain of Pound Town. Something like that, maybe. Someone says, "Oh my God, are you a squirter?" You say, "No, my pussy just put in a water feature." That'll work. Old Faithful. My favorite geyser, at least. The Gushing Geyser. Y'all are silly. Everything's wrong with me. Have a good night, everybody. See you on the next one. Wet work.